Yester evening at Little Caesars Arena, Cade Cunningham popped off. Had 34 points, 8 rebounds, I believe, 8 assists as well. Now, they lost.
And 4 blocks.
And 4 blocks as well.
First player since Michael Jordan in the 70s for that sort of stat line.
In a game.
Player in a game.
As a rookie. I mean, it is
You tell me,
unbelievable.
basketball guyer. You tell me. Because the biggest thing that I liked about yesterday's performance, where you look at it, it's unfortunate. Weren't allowed to, they did not win, but this shows it. Did you, Sawyer, I sent you something of my favorite non-Piston player. Remember this kid, Jalen Green? Did you see his stat line, Neil? Might you read that right there from last night?
0 of 11 from the floor. Wow.
0 for 11. 0 for 6. He had like 3 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. And what's the quote say? I wanted to be the #1 pick. Well, guess what, you doucher? Stay out of Dodge. Get out of the D. We got the Cade train doing his job. We're going to get him some help sometime soon. Hopefully Jeremy Grant gets moved on and we move into this. But, gosh, nights like last night, right into that good feels category about what's going on in the future. And, disappointing they didn't win, but, man, that would have been one to be down there for.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, too, the Denver Nuggets roll into town with, in my opinion, one of the best basketball players in the NBA. Probably doesn't get the credit he deserved, although he did win MVP last year in Nikola Jokic, and he had a 2020 game, the Barbara Walters game, as I like to call it. He's incredible, man.
Because he's so big, right?
Well, he's a unicorn because you can run the offense through. He brings the ball up the floor at times, and probably the best passing big man in the league. That's why I always laughed at this in the basketball circles, and all my friends that are in the basketball world, we would joke about this. We joke about it on Oakland road trips and stuff like that. We had a big Lakers fan that was in the travel party. He would always talk about Anthony Davis all the time. I'm like, you guys, give me Nikola Jokic over Anthony Davis 100 times out of 100, man. The dude's so versatile. I mean, he's fun to watch. I'm sad I couldn't be at the game last night because I'm such a big Jokic guy. But Cade Cunningham, man, absolutely popped off yesterday. And Dom Rivera says, I put money on Cade for Rookie of the Year after last night. And Dom, I think that's going to be money. That's going to be money well invested. Hope you popped on mybookie.ag to do that. But, I mean, D-Mac, it's clear. It's obvious. It took him a minute. And I know that society's changing. And again, I like to do this. I like having you as a resource because you live the professional sports life. And it's different because it's hockey and basketball. But when you show up on the scene, coming from college or coming from juniors, man, that stuff's a different world.
Oh, yeah. Man versus boys. You're not doing the same thing. I think you see it and you find it more so. And basketball, with the way the one and dones are, so you got, like, for lack of a better term, these teenagers coming out, they're playing against men. What did I say at the beginning of the year? Wait till Cade Cunningham gets his man strength, comes into his man body. He's still got his, like, drafted LeBron. How effective is he going to be? So it takes some time to understand. Like, here's the difference, Neil. When you're 18, 19 years old and you're fighting 18, 19-year-olds or 17, 18-year-olds, and then all of a sudden you're 20 years old and you're fighting a 30-year-old that's got 3 kids and his old lady's yelling at you in the crowd. It's a different beast, bro, right? That's the real deal. So I think it's growing up real quick. I think that it's the maturity that really helps. I think I use the comparisons of, you look at the 1 and 2, you look at Jalen Green and Cade Cunningham, and the maturity is what you're seeing. Not only the ball game, but this maturity. If you watched last night, and it was mentioned in the comment, Cade didn't back down from Jokic and actually had him falling on a 3-point step back move later. So it's the confidence to know that he belongs in this league with these, playing against these big men playing against these all-stars, Hall of Famers, and it's just something that you know what you got. You got a centerpiece, and every time he gets out on the court, he's only going to get better because he's going to mature more. And number one, like I've always said, it's the maturity of this kid that I like the most.
Yeah, and you did.
And he's got game.
Yeah, no, you opened my eyes to that too because I've thought about it, but I didn't think about it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But now you're seeing it coming to fruition.
Right, absolutely. And there was a maturity to his game even in college. I mean, I talked about that when we played at Oklahoma State last year. It almost seemed like he was a guy with his team where it was his team, and when it was winning time, it was time to roll.
You let me know.
And then he kind of, he got a dunk, and then he got a steal and a run out dunk, and the arena got going and everything like that. And before you know it, it was over. And he kind of closed the door on that. But what I love though is, and it's not going to happen every single time. It didn't, he didn't go 9 for 11 in the fourth quarter and come back and lead the Pistons to the victory. It's not going to be like this every single time. But there's that degree of his game where when it's all on the line, he raises his level of play. He does.
Here's the thing. You know what he's building into, and here's the long-term play. Everybody who watched that Tampa Bay Rams game, the Rams are up and whatever, you know that Brady effect. Don't count Tom Brady out until until the clock's done. Right? You can't, even though you want to, everything down to the wire, right? That's sort of what this kid, he's got. You know that when the heat comes on and when it's time to go, he's developing in. Because think about it, in 2, 3, 4 years, once he's developed the body and the confidence and stuff like that, that's leadership, bro. Yeah. Knowing how to lead other players and also knowing, what do you see from most young players? Is that they got one speed, go, 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 go. Right? He's got more, the maturity is that, okay, I'll wait until it's the right time to go. Right?
Yeah.
He works smarter, not harder.
Ryan's reaction says, how many free throws did Cade get? He didn't get any last night, but it's really funny because the Nuggets shot 31 of them and the Pistons shot 14 of them. And trust me, I know a little something about this. It seems to be unequal to me. I guess the Nuggets were just playing harder the whole time, right? I guess they were.
What's the Nuggets' record in the league?
Well, and you have the league MVP, but that's fine though. You got to go through it.
Yeah, no, exactly. This is the time to go through it. And here's the thing: the perseverance. And what I like too is that you know what, these guys know it. Cade knows it. Cade, and here's the thing: is a lot of times, and other than and you know what, I wasn't here when you guys talked about him getting ejected or whatever like that, which was a joke. But it's just one of these things that you don't see him get rattled. But, like, he knows that it's going to turn down the road. He's taking this now going, okay, here's our record. Yeah, we're gonna eat it right now because you know what? In a few years, we're going to be getting these breaks because I'm not going to bitch and moan about it because I'm not going to make it something that other young guys do. And the refs are going to recognize, the league's going to recognize that.
And I do see, too, a lot of people pointing to the NBA draft because, that's the situation right now is where with the Pistons, the playoffs are not going to be in reach. So, naturally, I mean, that's the angle that you turn to. And as they sit right now, they do have the second worst record in the league. And for me, it's a two-horse race this year. My opinion, just me talking as a guy that watches college basketball the same way that you guys do. But there's the Bonchero crowd, and then there's the Jabari Smith crowd from Auburn. I know a lot of people like Chet Holmgren. I'm not as much of a fan for him. But with all that being said, I would like to see Jabari Smith with a little pick and pop with Cade Cunningham and see how that thing works out. I think Bonchero is like an NBA-ready scorer to go in and get his and be able to fill it up. And either would fit very, very nicely with this Pistons organization. But this is where it is right now. And I said this, D-Mac, at the end of last year. I said this at the beginning of this year. The Pistons could be the same record-wise. The same, where they were one of the worst teams in the league record-wise. They could be the same this year and be a better team. They are a better team because they have that man on the floor. And this guy is going to be the rookie of the year. He is. And all the qualities that you talk about, he's going to be a good player because of all those qualities. There's a piece. It wasn't. People thought like you were getting LeBron or something, like a franchise-changing dude. But even LeBron in the first year, it didn't just come in and change the narrative of the Cavs organization. It is going to take a minute. It is. I know we don't want to hear that, but that's where it is.